Hey guys, join me in creating a really cute little interactive handmade card with punch art to celebrate spring and Easter. This is Jamie with gettingcrafty.net. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you can join us all week long. And then join me right now in just a few minutes as we create this really quick and easy interactive card with a kickstand. Don't miss out on these special instructions on how to quickly create a ton of cards for a fun way to surprise somebody. It kind of hops to wish you a spring forth beautiful Easter card. Let's go ahead and join right now. Easter, being one of my favorite holidays, always has me wanting to spring to with a fun handmade card. So if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell so you can join us all week long. I have the measurements for you on this project, as well as the shopping list for both this and the non-traditional bunny card that we're going to create right now. Now, I absolutely adore the oval builder punch, and that's what we're going to need for this project. You should be able to see me. Hi there. And we're going to be using that as well as the retiring Abigail Rose Designer Series paper. I have scored and have already ready to go Sahara sand and soft suede and our Abigail Rose Designer Series paper. We're going to be using Petal Pink. Now, fair warning, all of this is retiring, and I'm very sad. Tulips scream spring for me, and it's one of my favorite flowers. I'm super excited to have planted them this year in our new home in Indiana, and they're just starting to break ground, and it just makes me so happy. If you know the joy of watching something grow, you know what I'm going through. It's happy. It's so stinking happy. Now, let's go ahead and dive in right now. You can see the link in the description below and at gettingcrafty.net in order to create this. Now, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to create this fun fold because I've screwed up quite a few of them making this design. I had it in my head and I wanted the Easter bunny to spring out. My birthday is usually it's always in April, but Easter has been on my birthday numerous times, and this year it's on my uncle's birthday. So I wanted to create a cute little spring-loaded handmade card that would stand on its own. But I want to teach you something that I realized after I designed this. The back is too heavy, and so it keeps falling. So I have a trick to fix that, and I have a trick to fix the folding. I recently did this with my crafting ladies, and we had so much fun. And so once they followed the instructions, if you don't, then they actually had it folded in the wrong place, and there was a lot of frustration. So we're going to take the soft suede with my Stampin' Seal Plus. Now, our Stampin' Seal. This is a 3D project, an interactive fun fold, not a 3D. But what you should use, if you feel so inclined, is the Stampin' Seal Plus or our tear tape. But just for the sake of being quick, I'm doing the Stampin' Seal just because it's right here in front of me. Anything that is interactive, you need that strong adhesive to hold it all down. So we're going to take this gorgeous tulip paper that you're going to see right here, and we're going to make it flat. The reason we're making this flat is it's going to go into the mail, and I want this to fold flat. So this is going to fold just like this. If you have multiple levels, then it's going to stick out, and this will fit into a traditional envelope. So super happy. Okay, so this is where we go. Now, I have to teach you a little trick here. These measurements are such for a reason, and it's to keep things a little bit thinner where we're placing it down here. And when I want to do something like this, it's non-traditional in size, what I do is I ignore the rest of this. I just focus across the top of the card to make sure that it looks straight when applying. That is it. So you really just want to look to see that it's kind of lined up there. If it is, it's an optical illusion enough that people will not notice. I'm just saying it's kind of a neat trick. So we're going to take and fold this up just like we would with a traditional card. And we're going to be using our bone folder to make a firm impression. Then we're going to bend it out to another firm fold. I don't usually encourage you to get a little aggressive, but I'm going to on this one. And these measurements took me forever. It was actually, I had to incorporate my husband, who's a CPA, so that I could figure out exactly the measurements. Part of it is my dyslexia. Part of it is fun folds are not always so fun when you're designing them in your head. And I literally went through 10 of these trying to create the one I wanted. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take the Stampin' Seal while this is folded. So see here, You have all of this floor here. I want it folded just like this. Please do it this way. In the group I did, we had, I think it was 10 women who were creating at my stamping group. And so they didn't follow this, and then the card went wacky, and I had to have to walk them through it. This is a little trick. So while it's closed, you can see it's like a little folded up and in, and it's folded like this. The last piece that you see while facing up is what's going to get adhesive. Be extra with the adhesive. Like, I'm going to encourage you to be extra in most things in your life, but really that's where you're going to be extra. Then fold it up. So you should be able to see that it's folded just like this. If you do this, it's going to fold out, and then it will fold flat. Why is that important? Because the way we're going to be building this project is it's going to need to be written on. And so I wanted to create a little bit of extra space. You can write on the back of this kind of card very easily. So what we're going to do is place on the little strips on these two pieces. So when you lay it flat, so when you go like this, boom, these two pieces are going to get the cardstock and the designer series paper that you see just like so. Now this is the textured chic designer series paper and the distressed gold with the beautiful petal pink. And we're going to be doing the petal pink here with the Abigail Rose designer series paper. Both of these collections are retiring, and I feel like this is bright and bold and spring, but this is kind of vintage and elegant and spring. And I'm making quite a few of these cards to take to church with me tomorrow to bless some of my girlfriends, but also just to thank some of the women that are serving on Sundays, especially that give every one of their Sundays to different ministries at our church. So I thought it would be really fun. Let's go ahead and put that together. Now I wanted to show you, I applied these. It doesn't really matter while it's at this stage which way the tulips are going, but you wanted to have that same optical illusion of the tulips going up. And I can be crafting and miss that. Also, so I've got it laid down. So what we have is our little box fold is laying flat just like this. And an interactive card is going to be played with. People are going to have fun with it, just so you know. There we go. I'm going to grab it. Make sure my tulips are going in the correct direction. And then I'm going to place it so that it is relatively centered and lining up to the cardstock that you see and the designer series paper. If it's not perfect, nobody's going to cry, especially me. I'm not going to. Now, you can see here, I did stamp the Happy Easter from the Celebration, spelled Celebrating You stamp set that you see right here. And I did stamp it on the designer series paper on this card here. And it's super cute. And we're going to create the little punch art whiskers and the ears right now. And here it's just too dark, in my opinion, to do so. So in order to get around that, we're going to, and also to balance this card out. So what I want is I want the card to stand up. So we're going to make what I would call a kickstand. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and flip the card over, and while it's laying flat here, now this is going to be snug going into your envelope. You want to go so that it's a little bit past this fold. If you can see that there, it's going to give it just a little bit of a kickstand to hold up. And I'm lining it up to the edge of the card, and I'm going to give it a good fold. Something you could have done ahead of time was to stamp the greeting. Hello, leave it to me to miss that. So we're going to take the Happy Easter, and we're going to place that right at the bottom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. A celebration or a greeting stamp set is a wonderful way to make any of your stamps carry along and do more fun. So we're going to take the oval builder punch, and we're going to punch the scallop out of the petal pink. And when you punch, you're going to notice it pops up. Ready? 1, 2. Easy peasy. Then we're going to take the stripes here, and we're going to come in and punch it out as well. And I'm wanting the oval piece. Now, you could turn it to have the brown showing. Throw away the trash that you don't need. Don't leave it on your stamping table. It's a great way to cause your stamping to go awry. So as you can see here, this folds flat. There is a little kickstand sticking out. This may make it really snug into the envelope, but you can make it work. And if you go just a little bit too much, just trim back like 1/8 of an inch and you're fine if you need it to fit into an envelope. I'm actually not going to fill it into, well, I am going to put it in an envelope just to give it to the women at church with a little sweet treat to thank them for their heart work on Easter Sundays. We do a ministry. So, as I was telling you, you could put with the brown showing, but I really want to accent that pink because it reminds me of what you would see inside of a tender ear. So just easy peasy lemon squeezy. 1, 2, and the ministry we work with at church is the challenged persons, like disabled persons ministry. So I wanted to make some for the parents that are going to be bringing their children in who are often adults, and they have a lifetime of care that they do for their amazing ministry. And then I like the ears to kind of overlap. So we're going to put that on. Kind of like so, tilted just a smidge. Again, I am flat because I want it to fold flat. I don't want it to have dimensionals and stand up a little bit. So then we're going to take this online exclusive gold trim, and I love it so much. You need about 3 inches here, and we're going to take our snips and snip that there. Actually, it might even be less. Let's take a look. 3 inches is way too long. Let's do 2, about there. Does it have to be exact? No, not at all. And this is where I'll be using a glue dot, but I want you to kind of see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go up about halfway in the middle there. And usually I take a brand new pair of paper snips that are brand new so that they're sharp, or my ribbon snips, which they're probably somewhere, but who knows right now. My crafting area is disorganized, so it actually has frazzled me. I have several samples of this card, and I've misplaced it. Oh, crackers. Look at that, you guys. Let me grab my ribbon snips. So what are ribbon snips? It's kind of funny. I'm going to zoom in just a smidge so you guys can get a little bit closer here. Ribbon snips do not cut paper in my house, so I attach a very bright ribbon to it so people at my studio know not to cut paper with it. And what we're going to do is create the little frazzled whiskers. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And when you're cutting ribbon with ribbon snips that have never cut paper, it reminds me of my grandmother. One of the few times she ever yelled at me was when I took her material shears to paper. Oh my goodness. My grandmother was for me, she was very easygoing. Not everybody. My brothers seemed to really push her, and my mom, to their limits. Well, my dad did too. I don't know. Grandma was easy with me. What a blessing. Then we're going to take this and we're going to frazzle it. Now, you could have done this with a variety of different materials. So I have our Baker's Twine Essentials pack. You could have done that as well. And then we're just going to kind of ruffle it. We're wanting to create that frazzled look, but who doesn't love a little bit of sparkle on a project like this? Then we're going to take our glue dots, put the middle to this here, and then pull it off. As you can see here, we're going to put it down on and you can even do it like, where you can kind of eyeball it right there. Now be careful. If you don't put a jewel, there is a little bit of exposed glue dot right here. I'm going to be using our Elegant Faceted Gems that you see right here. It's got this gorgeous dusty pink, so pretty. And I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. Somebody must have turned the tips at my class. And put this on here just like so. Now you've got a little bunny bun nose. You've got the ears and a sweet little punch art project. And it folds flat, but it will stand up. Because you placed a little kickstand there, now it's standing. Now it's a little bit more balanced for when you're having your project on your table or your mantle. But it will fold flat for mailing. So we have here the same kind of project without the kickstand extra piece in the gorgeous Textured Chic, and we have the Abigail Rose right here. Which is your favorite of these two? Don't get me wrong, I adore both papers and I cannot pick. So I know I'll be making a variety of the two to give out at church tomorrow, but comment and let me know what you think about this. And check out these upcoming videos where you can see other fun folds and interactive cards that are waiting for you. Go ahead and see the link with all of the descriptions for these items on my blog at gettingcrafty.net, link in the description below, as well as all the supplies to get them while they last. These are retiring colors and they're gorgeous and I love them. I'm going to miss these paper collections. I find them phenomenally beautiful and I hope you do as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell and join us all week long as we create and connect over card making and crafting, making the world a more beautiful place, one handmade project at a time. Which is your favorite? I don't know. I love both. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day. God bless.